Our chicken all done. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Takes about 30 minutes. My name is Janice Aldridge. Welcome to Ponderosa Pond. We're out in East Tennessee, and we're glad you're coming along for our little adventure. We hope you have as much fun as we do. Okay, so we're getting ready to do fried chicken, and I just wanted to share what I put in my flour and my egg mixture. I put everything in, both the egg mixture and the flour. And so, anyway, for fried chicken, I put some thyme, onion powder, whole celery seed, some garlic, and some sage. And sometimes I put black pepper in, but my husband prefers if I don't, so I don't. We don't use salt in it. A lot of people do want to put some salt in, and that's up to you. But this is just what I use in my flour mixture and my egg mixture. So getting ready to, got our oil in our pan, and gonna mix up the flour and just sprinkle this stuff in and mix it in with the flour and crack some eggs and get some egg mixture going so I can get my chicken all cut up into strips. And tonight we're gonna do chicken breasts, skinless, boneless chicken breasts, and just have them, once I get them cut up into strips, because I buy the whole chicken breast, it's cheaper, and then I just cut them up. So we will shortly be frying chicken. Okay, so I've got all my spices, and I put quite a bit in with my egg mixture. I like to get them in and let them sit for a while I get the chicken cut up and get everything ready to go. Just let those spices. If you've never used celery seed or thyme in your cooking, like cooking with chicken, give it a try. You might be really surprised. So anyway, and can't hardly see it now. I have mixed this all up. You're not going to necessarily see the spices in your flour. Can't really tell the difference. But what I do is, just so you know what I'm going to do first, if it's just for me, I will dip my chicken in the egg mixture, dip it in the flour, dip it in the egg mixture, dip it in the flour, and then I keep a plate over here with just plain flour on it, so that I have some place for it to sit and not stick. It will absorb a little more flour and kind of keep it dry until I get a plate full, and then I'll put it in my grease. So I just got my lid on it for now, but that's how I do it. My husband doesn't like it double dipped, so basically I just cracked 3 eggs into this bowl, 3 extra large eggs, and I've got about 2 pounds of chicken to process. Get it cut up, and then we will go from there. Okay, everyone, we're getting ready to get the chicken ready to fry. And when I do chicken, even though it's going to be, over 2 pounds is more than what my husband and I will eat for 2 meals, even. But I figure if I'm going to make the mess, go through all this stuff, I just go on ahead and do it. And we'll eat chicken for a couple of days. You can always take the chicken and cut it up after it's cooked and in the refrigerator. Just cut it up and throw it on salad too. Makes a great, it's great to put on salad if you want to have like a big chef salad one night. It's wonderful. So even though we're making way too much chicken, it's okay. We're gonna eat chicken for a couple days. But like I said, I don't do it, I don't make fried chicken all the time, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, but we do like it, so I'm gonna do it. So here we go. I got everything, and I'm gonna try to get this so y'all can see how I do it. Maybe if I come over from this angle a little bit, that might be a little bit better. Yeah, okay. So anyway, just take the chicken and throw it in. And like I said, I put it in the egg mixture. And then kind of get it soaked good. Drop it into the flour. And yeah, you can see the flour. And just kind of cover it up with flour. Flip it a couple of times. Get it good and covered. If you want to double dip it, just throw it back in and double dip it. Like I said earlier, we don't double dip it anymore. And then just throw it on the plate, on the flour plate, just so it sits. It'll get gummy after a while, but that's just how I do it. So I make a plate full of it, and the oil is heating up. I do the oil on medium heat, a little bit cooler than the exact medium. So on my stove, 5 is medium. It would be like right in the middle, and I do it on 4. And it just seems to work. It doesn't cook it too fast, so it's able to get cooked all the way inside. And you want your chicken cooked all the way. You definitely want to cook your chicken all the way. So that is what I do. And it does seem to work pretty good. So there, I kind of just bury it a little bit in the plain flour too. Make kind of a pile off to the side. Just need a little bit of flour just so they don't stick together. You do not want this stuff sticking together. You don't want it to stick. So we'll just do up about half the plate and then get it into frying. It'll probably take me 3 batches in my pan. And just depends on how big your pan is, how much oil you got in it, on how fast it cooks up, and how many pieces you can put in at once. Now, the other thing that I do is when I get a batch cooked, is I will put it in the oven and to keep it warm. And it doesn't really cook a whole lot, but I'll put some paper towels on a plate and put my cooked chicken on them and then stick them in the oven. And I just put the oven at 200, and then that way it will keep it from really cooking, but it'll keep it nice and hot. And it keeps it a little bit crispy too. I mean, it'll do a little bit of cooking at 200, but not a lot. Not too much. Okay, so got about 3 pieces on here, and I cover them. I went ahead and cover them up with regular flour because I want to put some more chicken on it. It's just a mess. It's always a mess. But homemade fried chicken is so good. So give it a try. It's really not that hard, and you know, if it doesn't get cooked all the way in the center, turn your temperature down just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And allow it to cook a little bit more so that it's golden on the outside and yet all the way cooked on the inside. Nothing like having a raw chicken on the inside and burned on the outside. Terrible. So that means your heat's too high if that happens. And if it's not quite browning, after 20 minutes, go on ahead and turn it up just a little bit and let it brown. Okay. A little bit more flour on here. Okay. Get us another couple pieces here. And remember, with any poultry, wash your hands thoroughly. Cook the meat thoroughly and wash everything thoroughly just to keep the germs down. There's a lot of diseases in poultry. Whether you grow your own chicken or you're getting it from the grocery store, there's just a lot of diseases with chicken, and that's why they always tell you to cook all poultry, well, chicken, turkey, whatever, cook it all thoroughly. Very important. I like mine double dipped. So I'm going to do a couple pieces where I dip them a second time. And that just gives me extra crust. Cooks the same amount of time. It doesn't take any longer to cook it. It just gives you a little bit more thicker breading. So if you're trying to avoid having all the breading, then heck, just single dip it. But it's just that easy to double dip them. So I'm going to do a couple. There's a little small chunk there. No big deal. And usually I try to keep one fork for the flour, one for the egg mixture. It just seems to work a little bit better. And yeah, you're going to have all this stuff all over you. Hey, it is what it is, but it is oh so yummy. So worth doing your own chicken, your own fried chicken. Just nothing like it. And you can change the flavor of it. You know, like I said, try some celery seed in it. Not many people do, but what a different flavor it adds to it. And I just love it, so I always use celery seed in mine. So, got this, got this little piece here. And add it over to the plate with just straight flour. And a little bit of my seasoning flour. I've got a lot more flour over there and it's starting to get kind of gummy. So I'm putting, just add a little more flour. Sometimes you just have to wash your hands and add more flour, just, you know, completely add more flour. Happens. Not the end of the world. Just a little more time, but that's why I went ahead and make my mess, get it all done with, and then when I got my plate all ready to go, get a plate full, then I will start cooking it up. And then you have more counter space, because once you get all these plates out of your way in the bowl, all in the sink and soaking, then you have more counter space so you can put your cooked chicken in once you get your cooked chicken. Alrighty, so we are almost done getting this all done. 2 more pieces here. Oh boy, we are going to have a fresh green salad with this, with a variety of different lettuces and different greens, some spinach and stuff, so a variety of different greens, and some carrot and tomato. Might even cut up some celery to put in it. But we're getting ready to have we'll have chicken and a fresh green salad for dinner tonight. And and you know, there's other things that go really, really good with this. You can have sometimes I'll fix corn on the cob if it's summertime and you can get that good fresh corn. Might do corn on the cob with it. Really, really yummy, always. Mashed potatoes and gravy are great with it. I tend not to do mashed potatoes and gravy with it because that just takes a little bit more time. And you're already spending a lot of time making your chicken. Alrighty, almost. We got one more piece here to do. Yeah, one more piece. And then we will be done with all this mess. And we will start frying it up. I'll say one more piece. I had just a little dab of a piece, a little mouthful. Go ahead and flour that up too. But you can cut these into little chicken nuggets if you don't want strips. they'll just cook a lot faster. So remember that. If you're cooking them up like that, the smaller the pieces, the faster they'll cook up. So kind of watch it. Don't want to overcook it, but if you keep your temperature, like I said, 5 is right in the middle for mine on my electric stove, so I put it on 4. And most people's are like that, so if you have an electric stove, you can do that. If you have the gas stoves, then you want to keep your flame, you want it to keep going, but you'll want to keep your flame just a little bit, not real high. You know, gas stoves, I have cooked on gas stoves. I know they are challenging. Gas stoves can be very, very challenging. So anyway, we'll be cooking this up real soon here. Let me get this cleaned up. Alrighty, so we got our next little step here. Going to get the lid off. And move this over here a little bit so that I can get in here. So just drop them in carefully. Don't burn yourself. It is never fun to burn yourself, so just watch it. Remember, everything here is hot, 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 and you don't want to burn yourself. Like I said, I did double dip some of these, so I'm putting them in first. Okay, so that's the double dipped ones. And then I always put the lid on. Keeps me from getting splattered myself. So take a little while to cook these. Okay, so the chicken has been cooking for 5 minutes. So just wanted to give a little update. And this is about, you can see it's starting to get golden on the bottom. And I like to rotate mine several times. So that's what I'm going to do, is just rotate them. Just flip them over. That way they're cooking evenly. And once they get a little bit golden, then the batter's not going to come off. It's not sticking to each other. I always leave a little bit of space. So it's just, I use this slotted spoon. Just a solid metal slotted spoon, so that the oil doesn't get stuck in it, and so it drains good, and it flips it so nicely. So we got one more piece of chicken here in the corner. There we go. So as you can see, it is definitely not done. This is just 5 minutes into it. And it usually takes me about 20 minutes to cook. So at 5 minutes, I just flip it. And then I'm going to put the lid back on. The lid's hot, so use a pot holder. Remember, it's all hot. We don't want to burn ourselves. Okay guys, so it's been another 10 minutes. Something else I wanted to show you was when you're cooking this chicken, you're going to have a lot of moisture collecting on your lid. So when you pick your lid up, be careful that you don't drain it over, that you don't drain the lid into the oil. You want to just lift it up carefully and then just like over to your sink and drain it off there. Because if you put that water in there, it's going to really splatter down. Okay, so it's been another 10 minutes, and that's about when I like to go ahead and flip it again. It's definitely not done, but it is, like I said, I flip mine several times. So I'm just flipping it that way too. If you get some that's starting to get a little overdone, then move it to a different spot in the pan. Which I don't have any of that's overdone yet. But okay, this one's just not wanting to flip. There we go. There you go. Or if you've got one that's like underdone, like this one just was underdone on these couple. So I'm going to move them over a little bit, kind of rotate my chicken around, and get the stuff that's getting a little done faster. I've gone ahead and move it over to where the other stuff isn't getting as done, and I just rotate around. My pan is quite a large pan, as you see. I like the deeper pan because then I don't have oil splattering out everywhere. I just came across this. It's about 3 inches deep, so it's deeper than most, and I really love this pan. It's deeper than your regular frying pans, and just to put it in perspective, see, here's my regular square cast iron. This thing is twice as deep, more than twice as deep as my regular cast iron skillet, or a regular skillet would be, because my cast iron is just as deep as my other skillet. So this one is just, I really like it. So let's put the lid back on, and we'll check on it in about another 10 minutes. These were a little bit thicker, so it's going to take a little bit longer. It'll be okay. It'll just take a few more minutes longer, but no big deal. So, I don't know. I've never really timed it before, so today is the first time I'm really timing it and seeing how long do I really spend on it. I may cook it more than 20 minutes. I used to think I cooked it for about 20 minutes. I'm thinking maybe I cook it about 30 minutes, so we'll see. So far, we've had 15 minutes on it. Alrighty, so it's been another 10 minutes, and I'm going to get this lid off. And the chicken's starting to look really good. So we are just about done with this first batch of chicken, but like I said, I'm going to do another batch. Yeah, it's starting to look pretty done. Okay, so let me just show you. So this is our third turn. Let me bring the camera on over here so that you can see. So the chicken's starting to look pretty done. Now, it was definitely not cooked on the bottom, so I just flipped it. So that is what it should look like when it's done. So I'm going to check it in about another 5 minutes. And yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. Doing it this way is kind of hard to get it focused. But anyway, we're going to give it about another 5 minutes. And should be about done in another 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been another 5 minutes. Take this lid off and check it. And yeah, say that it is done. Okay, so about 30 minutes to cook the chicken. I never had really timed it, but there you go. Golden brown. It'll be done all the way through. That much I know. It's been done. I do it this way all the time. Done dozens of times this way. So let's get this chicken on out of the grease, and then we can do up our second batch. And like I said, I really like this solid metal slotted spoon. Get a little bit closer here. It drains the grease and it gets a good grip on the chicken. And then that way I can, it's so easy to flip chicken and just pick it up. So about 30 minutes If you want a little more done, do it a little bit longer. Unfortunately, stoves and ovens, just a little bit different, each of them. So, sometimes you have to do a little bit longer. Different people like it a little bit browner. But there we go. I've got this chicken done. Got another batch, so I'll get this other batch chicken done and put this stuff in the oven, just like I said before, at 200 degrees. And leave the chicken at 200 degrees in the oven, and that way it will stay nice and hot and crispy while I cook my second batch. So, hey, I hope you'll give it a try on cooking some homemade chicken. It's so easy. Yes, it takes some time. I know it's a lot easier just run by the store, pick some up already done. But once you have this, you're really going to see a difference. So give it a try. We love it, and I hope you will too. Try home cooking. Okay, so we're getting ready to cook that chicken up there. It's another plate full of chicken, but here is our chicken all done. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Takes about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes to cook. So hope everybody enjoys the home cooked food. Once you do it, you're just going to love it. I'm Janice from Ponderosa Pond Homestead. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoy living out here in East Tennessee. We live in the Smoky Mountains, and it's a beautiful area. We do most of our videos from our homestead, but we do occasionally just in the surrounding areas also. So if you would like to see more of these videos, then subscribe to our channel and ring that little notification bell. That way YouTube will let you know every time we upload a new video. We hope you enjoy them as much as we do. You all have a wonderful day.